Christine Hunsicker was born and raised in Pennsylvania, where she demonstrated an early interest in technology, problem-solving, and entrepreneurship. Her academic drive led her to Princeton University, one of the Ivy League's most prestigious institutions, where she graduated in 1999. Although she studied in a field that combined analytical and strategic thinking, she quickly veered toward the technology sector after graduation. Friends and colleagues from her early years recall her as an ambitious, detail-oriented thinker with a talent for explaining complex ideas simply. That ability to communicate vision would later become a cornerstone of her professional success, and prosecutors now allege a tool in the largest fraud case in the fashion technology sector. So in this video, we will discuss Christine Hunsicker from startup stardom to facing prison. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Early career in tech. Before she ever stepped into the fashion industry, Hunsicker built an impressive resume in the technology space. She served as Chief Operating Officer at Drop.io, an online file-sharing service known for its speed and privacy features. Earlier, she had been president and crew of Right Media, a digital advertising exchange platform that revolutionized how online ads were bought and sold. Right Media's $850 million acquisition by Yahoo in 2007 brought her into the spotlight as a high-achieving executive who could grow a company to a lucrative exit. Industry peers described her as both relentlessly focused and extremely persuasive. These qualities made her a sought-after leader for emerging companies looking to scale quickly. Her ability to connect with investors, secure funding, and pitch transformative ideas would become a hallmark of her career. Founding Winnie B and the pivot to fashion tech. In 2011, Hunsicker took her entrepreneurial vision into the world of fashion by founding Winnie B, a subscription-based clothing rental service targeted toward plus-size women, sizes 10 to 32. At a time when many fashion brands ignored this market segment, Winnie B's arrival was met with enthusiasm from consumers and media alike. The service allowed members to rent garments for a monthly fee, wear them, and then return or purchase them. A model that was both financially and environmentally appealing. By 2016, Winnie B had shipped over 3 million boxes to customers, solidifying its reputation as an innovator in the clothing as a service model. The brand's growth and market reception positioned Hunsicker as one of the few women at the intersection of tech and fashion successfully disrupting an industry. This success eventually laid the groundwork for her next, more ambitious project, the birth of Castle. In 2017, Hunsicker rebranded and expanded her concept, launching Castle, short for clothing as a service. Unlike Winnie B, which was a direct-to-consumer business, Castle operated as a B2B platform, providing the technology, logistics, and operational backbone for major apparel brands to offer rental and subscription services to their customers. Castle partnered with well-known retailers, allowing them to integrate rental options into their business without building the infrastructure themselves. The company marketed itself as a rapidly growing tech solution in the retail space, with claims of strong profitability and a valuation approaching $1.4 billion. Media coverage was overwhelmingly positive, portraying Hunsicker as a visionary founder at the forefront of retail's next evolution. She was featured on Crain's New York Business 40 Under 40 list, Incorporated's most impressive women entrepreneurs, and Entrepreneur's 25 inspiring entrepreneurs under 40. The alleged fraud begins. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, between 2019 and March 2025, Hunsicker engaged in a multi-year scheme to defraud investors by inflating Castle's financial performance and fabricating documents to support her claims. Prosecutors allege that Hunsicker provided falsified income statements, fake audit reports, forged bank records, and fabricated corporate documents to mislead investors about the company's revenue, profitability, and cash reserves. In one example cited by the indictment, she allegedly claimed that Castle generated $439.9 million in revenue with $66.3 million in net income in 2023. In reality, the government says Castle's actual revenue that year was about $15.7 million, with an $81 million loss. Escalation of the scheme. The alleged fraud intensified over the years. Prosecutors claim that in October 2023, when confronted about a suspicious audit, Hunsicker tried to downplay the concerns, but in truth, she had already provided multiple fraudulent audit reports to investors. In 2024, she allegedly forged the signature of a Castle board member to authorize fundraising efforts that brought in over $20 million. Around the same time, she founded a second venture called P180, which raised approximately $30 million from investors who were persuaded by Castle's supposedly stellar track record. Court filings also detail a $20 million personal bank loan Hunsicker secured using what prosecutors say was falsified company data. Even after Castle's board removed her from her position in late 2024 and barred her from soliciting investments, she allegedly continued to raise money, selling $8 million worth of her Castle shares, $5 million in P180 notes, and attempting to raise another $19 million in early 2025. One of the most striking allegations involves a fabricated bank screenshot. According to the indictment, Hunsicker provided a document showing that Castle had over $200 million in cash. In reality, the account had less than $200,000. Indictment and arrest. On July 18, 2025, federal prosecutors unsealed a sweeping indictment against Christine Hunsicker in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. She was charged with wire fraud, 2 counts of securities fraud, money laundering, false statements to financial institutions, and aggravated identity theft. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams stated in a press release, Christine Hunsicker allegedly engaged in a multi-year scheme to defraud investors by grossly inflating her company's revenue, profits, and cash position, and by creating an entirely fictitious picture of its financial health. FBI Assistant Director James Smith added, Hunsicker's alleged deception deprived investors of more than $300 million and undermined trust in the startup ecosystem. Hunsicker self-surrendered to authorities that morning and pleaded not guilty to all charges during her initial court appearance. The judge set her bail at $1 million, with strict conditions preventing her from contacting former investors or employees. Collapse and bankruptcy. By mid-2025, the financial reality behind Castle's public image was beginning to unravel. On June 20, 2025, the company filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, citing liabilities that far exceeded its assets. The bankruptcy left hundreds of investors with worthless equity and brands scrambling to replace Castle's services. The filing confirmed the scale of the collapse. Not only were revenues far below what had been represented to investors, but operational costs had ballooned and trust in the company had evaporated. For many in the industry, the bankruptcy marked the sudden implosion of what had been considered one of retail's most innovative tech solutions. Legacy and lessons. Once celebrated as a trailblazing female founder in tech and fashion, Christine Hunsicker's career now stands as one of the most high-profile downfalls in recent startup history. Regardless of the trial's outcome, the case has already prompted calls for more rigorous due diligence in private investing, especially in pre-IPO companies that operate largely outside the scrutiny of public markets. Her story illustrates both the extraordinary opportunities available to innovative entrepreneurs and the equally extraordinary temptations and risks that come with rapid success. For the investors, employees, and partners left in the wake of Castle's collapse, the fallout is financial, reputational, and deeply personal. As the legal process unfolds, the question remains whether Christine Hunsicker's rise and fall will be remembered primarily as a cautionary business case or as a more complex narrative, one that challenges how we evaluate trust, ambition, and accountability in the modern startup economy. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.